There is no doubt that Sean Hannity's declaration that Trump will go down in history as this signals more than mere hyperbole. It reveals how media figures are actively shaping the narrative of Donald Trump's legacy even before its full course can be known. In a moment of rhetorical flourish, Hannity positions Trump not just as a prominent or controversial figure, but as an epical one, invoking the weight of history to bolster the perception of permanence. Amid continuing political turbulence, such pronouncements carry real force. They help shape how future generations might understand this presidency and the times it defined. But they are also contested declarations, inserted into the memory-making project now underway, rather than neutral observations of fact. Hannity's framing draws upon a long-standing alliance between Trump and sympathetic media, especially within Fox News, that has consistently cast him in grand, sometimes messianic terms. Over multiple electoral cycles, Hannity has praised Trump as the Great One and lauded his initiatives as existential defenses of American values. During crises, foreign, domestic, legal, he has been a vocal advocate for casting Trump's actions as historic, momentous, and irreversible. When Trump ordered strikes against Iranian sites, Hannity called the operation one of the most skilled, important, imperative peacekeeping missions in recent decades. The rhetoric points less to detached commentary than to a role in actively scripting Trump's place in the archive of American leadership. Yet the claim that there is no doubt masks a critical paradox: history is by nature skeptical, provisional, and shaped by results, not forecasts. Trump's tenure continues to stir profound divisions, with the full consequences of his policies on justice, democracy, global order, the climate, and norms of governance still unfolding. What historians will emphasize may diverge sharply from the triumphalist framing Hannity advances. Even within Republican ranks and conservative media, there have been critiques of Trump's decisions, excesses of style, and legal challenges. The degree to which a presidency is viewed as historic often depends on whether its moral and institutional balances ultimately survive scrutiny. Claiming certainty now may court the risk that history will judge otherwise. In the aftermath of Hannity's remarks, political commentators from across the spectrum have dissected his statement, interpreting it both as an act of loyalty and as a calculated media move designed to cement Trump's image among conservative audiences. Hannity, long regarded as one of Trump's most influential defenders, has consistently blurred the line between journalism and advocacy. His comment that there is no doubt Trump will go down in history as this is part of a broader strategy to immortalize the former president's impact while deflecting attention from his ongoing legal challenges and controversies. By amplifying Trump's significance, Hannity taps into a powerful psychological mechanism within political communication: the creation of inevitability. When a figure is repeatedly described as historic or transformative, that narrative often becomes self-sustaining, influencing not only supporters but even opponents who must grapple with that perception. At the heart of Hannity's narrative lies a deliberate reframing of Trump's presidency as a heroic battle against what conservatives often describe as a corrupt establishment. In his nightly broadcasts, Hannity portrays Trump as a political outsider who disrupted entrenched systems and redefined American populism. This framing ignores or minimizes criticisms regarding Trump's handling of national crises, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, his approach to immigration, and his unprecedented efforts to challenge the 2020 election results. Yet for Hannity's audience, these moments are recast as evidence of courage, resistance, and political persecution. In this sense, Hannity's words are not just commentary, they function as myth-making, transforming political turbulence into the legend of a misunderstood leader destined to be vindicated by history. However, outside the echo chamber of partisan media, historians and analysts take a far more nuanced view. Many caution that the true measure of Trump's place in history will depend on the long-term consequences of his actions, not the passion of his defenders. His influence on the judiciary, the reshaping of Republican ideology, and the global perception of American democracy will be dissected for decades. The no doubt framing is thus misleading; it reflects certainty born of emotion rather than evidence. Historians argue that greatness and notoriety often coexist, and Trump's legacy might embody both. Like figures such as Andrew Jackson or Richard Nixon, Trump's name could be remembered as both a turning point and a cautionary tale. Hannity's attempt to simplify that complexity reveals more about modern political media than about historical truth. Even so, Hannity's statement cannot be dismissed merely as partisan flattery; it reflects a deeper cultural struggle over who gets to define America's story. Trump's supporters believe they are preserving a version of the country rooted in nationalism, faith, and defiance of elite control. His critics argue that such narratives threaten democratic norms and erode truth itself. This ongoing tension means that Trump's legacy will not be written in the halls of academia alone but across social media, cable news, and political rallies. Hannity's comment, therefore, is not the conclusion of a historical judgment but the opening line in a long, contested debate about what Donald Trump truly represents and whether future generations will see him as a savior, a symptom, or a storm in the history of the United States.